A 0-0 draw against Slough Town. What did you make of the performance?
Yeah, I think it's pre-season. As much as we're happy Saturday, then there's stuff to work on tonight. We get that. I think the biggest thing is we've come through unscathed. So much more we can do better. It goes without saying on that. But we've got a lot of people through 90 minutes that probably haven't had 90 minutes for a long time, and that's good for them. And you can probably see that rustiness if you want. And I thought we started off ever so well, and then Charlie's had the penalty, and from then it gives them encouragement back in the game if you want, and the momentum changes a little bit. And then I thought we just got a bit sloppy and slow, and weren't brave enough in the final third. We always tell them just to go forward and be brave and take chances, but I thought we were just a bit sloppy in that, because it's on a sticky pitch. When the ball's a bit slower, it gets stuck under your feet a bit. So it just turned into a little bit not much of a game in the end. But we're through unscathed. There's one or two I didn't put on because they're carrying a few bumps and bruises, so we didn't risk them. So it's good for the ones who've got the 90 minutes.
Yeah, you mentioned those 90 minutes. How important is it for some of those players to get that 90 minutes out of the way in pre-season? Yeah,
I think so. If you look at the back end of last year when Joe Gubbins, Crowther, and what we tried to do in pre-season it's a bit of a different one this year, because the ones who played a lot of minutes towards the back end of the season have had a real short off-season, if you want, where you get the ones who haven't played have probably had a longer one, and the signings coming in like Boise, Slavy probably had a longer off-season. I think Leon ended up playing a lot of minutes Saturday, so we got him off. So it's trying to manage everyone and get them through all unscathed.
And Nick had a few saves to make in the first half. What did you sort of make of his performances and being able to be tested a little bit as well?
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, not too bad. Listen, I think the ones you'd like him to make. I don't think it was anything that, as a keeper, and you're watching, you go, yeah, good save, but one you want keepers to make.
That's fair enough. And then looking ahead now, we've got Charlton, a big test coming up on Saturday. What is sort of your expectation going into that game? Yeah,
listen, it ramps up again, and you've got a team that, a championship team now, so it's another couple of levels up again, and spent a lot of money, and have really looked like they're going to attack the championship as well. So they'll be real physical, really intense game, and it'll be a good one for us in terms of the quality they've got, and the physicality they've got.
Perfect, thanks, Kev.
Had a few different formations in pre-season.
Yeah.
It's a good chance to look at them. How pleased are you to have that versatility that you can sort of change things up if required?
Yeah, of course, and now's the time to try it and have a look at a few different players in different positions. I wanted to have a look at Boise and Bridgie together on that side, and Leon in the pocket as well. So it gives you the opportunity to do that, and it's a string to a bow. I think we used it last year quite a lot towards the end, and something we can do.
Harry Boyes looked really solid, didn't he? Yeah. You pleased with how he's done it? I know it's pre-season.
Yeah,
he looks good so far.
Yeah, he does, and I think, as I said, it's a different pre-season for some. Because of the lads who end up playing the playoff final finished on June the 1st. Boise's season would have finished a month before. So I'm trying my best to get everyone through as good as we can. The lads came back fit, we know that, but then there's match fitness for the ones who've probably been off longer.
And no Cab tonight. What's the situation with him? How's he doing with his injury?
Yeah, he's had a scan yesterday morning, so we're just waiting for the results of that to come through. He's out of the boot and feels better, but we'll hopefully get a result tomorrow on that.
And is there any more news on ins and outs or anything like that at this stage?
Not at the minute, no.